Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We have been discussing a lot about thought. Today I would like to change the topic a bit and divert towards something different. But even though all these things are connected, we cannot say that it's very different or something completely different. So the topic I want to pick up today is from a recent Instagram post that I made, and which was actually from a statement from Buddha's teachings. And the statement was said in a very simplified form. In Buddhism, emptiness, nothingness. And in Buddhism, they say it in one way, especially Nagarjuna says it in a very beautiful way, very sharp and precise way, but I want to keep it a little more open, and so that more people can reach to it and understand it. And the aspect is that in our attempt to attract or move towards happiness itself creates or brings sadness. Okay? So the attempt to attain happiness, to get happiness, is sadness. The very attempt. Okay? Why we are saying this and how we are saying this? If you would listen to this statement with very unbiased ears, the ears which are not judging this statement according to any angle, then I think even in listening to the statement, everything will be explained. The movement, the attraction, the invitation of happiness is sadness or sorrow. What is involved in the statement? Okay. There would be 3 states if you have to talk in the terms of happiness, sadness. And those 3 states would be the state of happiness, state of sadness, and the state of neutrality. Neutral, where you are not happy nor sad. Okay. Now, a person who is already happy will not desire for happiness. He already has it, or he or she. A person who is neither happy nor unhappy, neither happy nor sad, will also not try to look for a state of happiness, because he's already in this middle stage or the middle way. And in this middle stage, there is no need to go towards any of these 2 ends, whether it's happiness or sadness. Because in the middle state, the mind is simply resting. Okay? In the state of happiness, the mind is not resting. The mind is in a state of enjoying something. Or there is still activity. In the state of sadness, sorrow, is definitely the mind is active. But when you're neither sad nor sorrow, you're just kind of a neutral state, a blank state. A blank is a negative word, but I'm using it from a neutral point of view, that it's just neutral. The mind is quietly resting in itself. Okay? So that mind also doesn't really desire happiness. The mind which really desires happiness is the mind which has some sort of sadness or sorrow. Okay? And this sadness and sorrow becomes painful over time. And all this pain makes one desire or to look for happiness in some way or another. So the statement straight away opens this thing to us that sad mind or a mind in sorrow is desiring happiness. Or another way of saying it is, when you see someone desiring happiness or looking for happiness, then it is already a sign, it is already a measure, it's already an indication that the person is sad in some way, in some sort of sadness, okay, in some sort of dissatisfaction, in some sort of incompleteness. And this desire to achieve something, to get something through which happiness will come, is a way to create this completeness inside of you. It's a way to fix this sorrow inside of you. So the mind which already has sorrow or sadness in some form, it could be small, it could be big, you might not feel it all the time, okay? You might feel normal, not, what do you say? You might feel usual, like a common feeling of every day, and then suddenly some sadness comes in which you were not aware of. So sometimes sadness can be hidden in the mind, not really on the front, and sometimes it is on the front and it's giving you tremendous amount of pain. So this kind of a mind which is sad in some sort is looking for happiness. Okay? The very fact that I'm looking for happiness means I'm accepting I'm not happy. That's why I'm looking for it. It's very logical, very clear. Otherwise, why would I look for it if I'm already happy? So sometimes you will find people who will say, no, I'm totally fine, I'm not sad or anything, but they are still looking for happiness. They are still looking for these pleasures in life, okay? Or you would see these people defining life in this way, that the purpose of life is to be happy. The purpose of life is to have new and new pleasures, new and new experiences. That's the purpose of life. And all of this is coming from the point that actually from inside, the desire of happiness is sprouting. Okay, the desire of new experience is also a desire of happiness, that I want to experience something new which will make me happy or which will give me some kind of new completeness. When you go for a new experience, you don't go for it in a way that it will scare you. You don't want this kind of new experience. You want a new experience which will make you happy. Okay? So your new experiences are also selected according to the old criteria, if you have ever observed it. So when I move towards happiness, when I say I'm looking for happiness, okay, then I'm kind of already accepting that I'm sad. I'm missing something. That's why I'm looking for something. Okay? The second thing that I'm accepting is that I can recognize happiness. That's why I'm looking for it. Would you ever go to search something which you cannot recognize? It would be stupid, right? If I ask you, hey, what are you doing? And you tell me, I'm looking for something. And then I ask you, do you know what you're looking for? And then you say, actually, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for it. Then it would be a weird scenario. It's an illogical statement. So in normal life, when you are looking for something, then it means that you already know what you're looking for. That's why you're looking for it, so that you can recognize that thing and then say, yes, I was looking for this and I have found it. So the attempt of looking for happiness is also an indication that you know what happiness is. Or, in other way, you are looking for happiness in a certain way, in a certain form, in a certain style, in a certain package that you already know that, yes, this is what is happiness. So, you accept that you're sad, and then you also accept that you know what happiness is, and that's why you're looking for it. Okay? Now, this understanding of happiness that you know is already coming from what you have already known happiness to be. For example, you had an ice cream and you really liked it, you felt happy by eating that ice cream. And then sometime later you say, hey, I want to be happy, and I will go and I will have that ice cream. Okay? So, in a way, you remember how to be happy from past experiences that you've already had. Okay? Having an ice cream, driving a car, visiting a new city or something, whatever. Now, the problem here that comes is that we fail to acknowledge, or we fail to take into account that the experience which made you happy last time might not make you happy this time. Eating a specific ice cream, a beautiful ice cream, made me very happy 5 years ago. But when I eat the same ice cream today, it might not make me happy, because during those 5 years, I have changed. I have had many and many and many experiences, and now I myself have changed. So, according to today, I might not like that ice cream. Okay? So, if I look for happiness, it means I already know what happiness is, because I can recognize it from my past experience. Now, what happens is the happiness that I find from the past experience is not so satisfying anymore. As I told you from the ice cream example, that all the criteria of finding happiness that I have in my brain is based on past experiences. Okay? But I have changed, or I am changing continuously as I live every day. And those criterias might not be applicable today. Those criterias of happiness might not be applicable today. What made me happy 2 years ago might not make me happy today. Okay? So, when I will find this happiness according to the past information, I would not get the same experience of happiness as I really want. And not getting the same experience of happiness that I was expecting is itself a way of feeling sad. That yes, I got some experience, but it's not what I really was looking for. Okay? So, you have to accept that you're sad. You have to accept that you know what happiness is. That's why you're looking for it. You have to accept that you are looking for happiness according to the past experiences which you've already had, according to the past definitions of happiness that you already have. And when you find that happiness according to the past definition, it might work, it might give you the same feeling, pleasure, whatever, but there are higher chances that it might not work, because you have changed during the same time. So, in a way, when I start looking for happiness, I am kind of doing a stupid thing. Okay? I am kind of saying, yeah, okay, I know how to be happy. But it is the unpredictability of life that makes us happy, actually. It is the fact that life brings new things. Okay, that is what makes us kind of happy. But if we keep looking for happiness according to the old definitions, then we will keep getting happiness in the same way as we have always found. And the intensity of happiness eventually will keep going down. And the intensity of sadness will keep going up. The things which used to make me happy will eventually stop to make me happy. I'll be bored of them. Okay. So, in a way, I have shown you in multiple ways, 2-3 ways at least. Maybe I can open it more, but the time of the video would become longer. That looking for happiness is not a very intelligent decision. Okay? You have to feel you're sad. Straight away, you have to accept you're sad, which already is a big defeat. So, don't look for happiness, even though it goes against all our traditional society's knowledge, all our society's trends, all the culture that society has set, where society is constantly saying, look for happiness, look for pleasure, fight for happiness, fight for your success and everything. But the old teachers have said differently, who have also understood life in some manner, some way. So try to see this in your life. You have to experiment with it. See that how, when you go behind chasing happiness, what is the end result of it. Okay? Try to make notes of that yes, my mind is looking for this happiness again, whether it's in food, it's in any form. And then see how every time you get that happiness, the intensity is going down. And this going behind happiness keeps the sadness alive in you. It keeps you sad for that moment because you're accepting that something is missing. Okay? So please test it out. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a thing. You might have understood it logically as we have discussed it, but it would be nice to test it first as well. If there are some questions, then please write to me, and I hope you're having some good days of winter or spring, wherever you are. Thank you.